Don Mattingly at 2, and then all the regulars, Danielson and Schrager and Doc O'Brien, picks, everything coming up for another football Sunday. As we already hit December, we are now 10 shows from the finish. This Friday, next Friday, then one more Friday. Zach in Brooklyn. What's up, Zach?
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
Good. One of the biggest mistakes in sports is to hang on to a player because of what they've done and not because of what they're going to do. Now, I'm wondering if the Giants planned on moving on from Eli next year, if it makes sense for them to just move forward now. And also, would it have been different if they would have said, you know what, we're starting Geno, as opposed to doing this like flip-flop, like we'll start him a little bit and then we'll replace him, to see like if they just came out and said that from the beginning?
Well, the thing is, it's hard to sell that Geno Smith's a better quarterback. He's not. I mean, he's never been. I mean, he's been a borderline starter at best. He's been an unsuccessful starter. The other guy's been a star. I mean, so there's a big difference with that. Now, no one said that Eli has to be their quarterback next year. If they want to move on from Eli, they have every right to do that. Every right. There's nothing wrong with that. I would have no issue with that. I still wouldn't. Absolutely. If they didn't want to re-sign him, if they didn't want to, pick up his option, they want to move forward, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But to do it now and then do it in such just an awful way, in an embarrassing, shameful way was the way it was handled, with absolutely no class, no thought, and very poor execution. John in Yorktown, what's up, John? John going once. All right. Greg in Long Island, go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good, what's up?
Mike, just hear me out for a second now. Back to Lucille this week with that ridiculous press conference, And, the Giants are probably not going to win another game this year, right? So they're going to get the third or the fourth round draft pick, right?
Third or fourth pick, yeah, maybe a second pick.
Yeah, so what would you think that if they, I know it's hard to make trades in the NFL, but if they traded Beckham for like an offensive lineman just to change the culture on this team, I don't think he's going to help.
I think it's a very tough trade. I think if you're going to trade him, you'd probably trade him for draft picks rather than trade him for an existing player. Head-up players, player trade are very difficult trades usually, and most big players that are traded for picks anyway. I don't think they'll trade Beckham because I think you're talking off an injury year. I don't think that'll be the case. I think he'll be here next year. I think the question is who the quarterback will be, and I don't think Eli will be the quarterback next year. I think it'll be one of the youngsters. John in Bricktown, what's up, John?
Mike, how's it going?
Good, what's up?
10 shows, I can't believe it. 30 years, I cannot believe it. It's very sad. I'm the Cowboys fan, and I would have took Eli Manning in a second. But I can't understand why people are getting so crazy about this. I mean, they're 2-9, and he's really not having the best year of his life. I can't understand why people are going nuts. I mean, I would have took him in a second as a Cowboys fan. I couldn't stand Tony Romo. But I just can't understand why people want to just give these two quarterbacks a shot.
Because of the way it was handled. Because he was treated unceremoniously after having a wonderful career here and giving so much to this franchise. You don't treat a player like that. I mean, we understand they're 2-9, and if they wanted to look at a rookie quarterback or look at a kid quarterback, no problem. But you have to do it in a way. Plus, he's also, the owner of a streak that is a very important one to him. And they didn't give that 1 second thought, and they didn't give anything he's done for this franchise 1 second thought. That's why. And he is an incredibly popular player with the franchise, as you found out, and of course with the players and the people who've been around him, because this guy, has brought great glory to this franchise. He's beat the mighty Pat. Think about it. He has 2 wins in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady and the Patriots. 2. No one else has anywhere in football. There are 5 men. 5 men with 2 Super Bowl MVPs at quarterback. 5. He's one of them in history. The other 4 are all in the Hall of Fame. The other 4 are some of the biggest players in the history of the sport. He's got 2. He also is the only man ever to beat Tom Brady and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. No one else ever beat them. He's beat them twice. And as an underdog both times. That's quite a resume. Matt joins us. What's up, Matt?
Thanks so much for taking my call,
Yeah.
Mike. I was wondering if you look back at the goofy conference call that you guys played a few weeks ago. You remember that McAdoo actually threw the kicker by name under the bus, and then in the next breath, he said that he wouldn't, throw anybody else under the bus, and kind of how the contradictions just continue with him. Like, you just summed it up really well. It's a PR nightmare, and that can get a coach and should get a coach fired.
Well, he also completely contradicted what his own owner said the other day. I mean, his owner was clearly fed up with him. I mean, it was very obvious he was fed up with him. And now he comes out today and says, we didn't have any problem. I haven't talked to the owner, but we're on the same page. We were on the same page the whole time. There was no communication problem. Plus, I'm very comfortable with how we handled it. His own owner said he was uncomfortable with how they handled it. And he just said, I'm very comfortable with how I handle it. I think we handled it fine. Your own owner just said he didn't handle it fine. Your two coordinators talk about how much this broke their hearts. So he's out there by himself right now. He's out there a long way by himself. It's lonely out there. Brett in Long Island, what's up, Brett?
Hey, Mike, just want to say, in case I don't get in touch with you again, it was a pleasure.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. What's up?
As far as Eli, I had a couple of days to digest it. And I'm going to say that this is the best thing I think that could have happened to him. I'll tell you why. Because he was going to go out of this organization one way or the other. And the way he's going out, I think even you mentioned it, that, a lot of people didn't give him his respect over the years and his due, including myself. I've even called in his early years and said I didn't think he was going to be a great quarterback. So now all of a sudden after this happened, he looks like the classy individual he is. So to me, he's going to go in classy, he's going to go out classy. And like you even heard it from all the players around the league. So he's getting his due, and I like that.
He might be, and this is not overstating, he might be as popular as any player in the league. He is a guy who everyone in the league likes. You never hear a bad word about him. He never complains about anybody. He never shows anybody up. You never heard anybody say that he, got a coach fired. You heard his father say he's never complained about a coach in his life. In 20 years, Tiger with an exquisite, just an absolutely exquisite wedge shot. So, I mean, everyone worried about the wedge. That was absolutely beautiful. So, I mean, perfect, picturesque. A difficult wedge shot that he put within about 3 inches of the hole. So really just Tiger Woods on fire right now, playing wonderful golf. Good to see on this Friday. So the story looks like it will continue in the Bahamas for another day as Tiger Woods begins a comeback. Boy, that would really, if he wins this tournament, would that ever lift the PGA going into the season? Boy, oh boy, that would be big for them. Quick break.